Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's recap the latest episode of The Bachelor, that is season 27, episode 6. But before we do that, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss any other further videos. But let's get right into it, guys. So we are back. It is week 6. We are still international. Everybody now is in Estonia, so that's super exciting. I feel like it must be fun to be falling in love in all these cool places, you know? Jesse is having a cup of coffee with Zach because Zach is back. He's not sick anymore, so he's catching up with him, and it turns out that Gruyere is also sick, so she's going to be isolating this week. But there are 9 women left, so Jesse asks Zach how things are going. He says that things are great, and he genuinely likes a lot of the girls. He does feel something special with many of them, and so he's getting ready for a new one-on-one. The day card arrives with the girls, and it goes to Charity, and it reads, "Let's make up for lost time," which I thought was super cool because she was robbed last week. So I'm glad that she was able to do it this week. And she's super happy. So Zach goes to pick her up. But before they leave, Kat, because they're all in the living room when he goes picks her up. So Kat says if he can talk with her really quickly before they leave. And of course he says yes. So she takes him outside. And she says that, she has missed him. He truly appreciates it because, she is making a little bit of an effort. And they even kiss. So then he walks back into the room, gets Charity. And when they leave, the girls are asking Kat, what was that about? And they say that it wasn't the right time to do that. And she even has a little exchange with Brooklyn. Which, by the way, Brooklyn seems pretty aggressive. I mean, she went after Christina, let's not forget that. But it's not just her. A lot of them think that it was messed up. But I mean, the goal they all have is to be with Zach, not to be best friends forever. Sorry, I know it sounds horrible, but I don't blame what Kat did. But without further ado, Zach and Charity go on this date. They begin riding a horse carriage. Then they do some weird competition where the guy carries the girl and he runs. But it's funny. It's a cool time. But back in the hotel, this girl Brooklyn keeps stirring the issue and says that she is mad at Kat for what she did. And Kat is talking in the other room with Ariel. And Ariel is telling Kat that it didn't look good what she did, blah, blah, blah. But Kat is saying that, the moment he got sick and that whole week was jacked up, all the rules were broken. So we're going to do what we're going to do. It's kind of like a you got to do what you got to do type of thing. But Zach and Charity are still on their day. They're going around the town and going to different places, trying food and having this little fun adventure, which that's super cool. There's a girl named Jess, though, who talks with Gabby back in the hotel and says that this environment is a little bit too crazy. And she really hopes that she can get a one-on-one because she hasn't gotten one yet. Then it's later in the day and Zach is finishing his date with Charity. They are sitting together and she says that he is honestly what she really wants in a man. And she shares about a past relationship with involved infidelity, so that's a little bit sad for her. So she gets emotional, but Zach is very good at listening and really supportive, so he tells her a couple of words of affirmation and then he offers her the rose. So it turns out that the next one-on-one date is going to be going to Ariel. But remember Jess, who was a little bit worried about the environment, that she's going through all this? Well, Jess is now the only one of the whole group who hasn't gone on a one-on-one date. So she breaks down after hearing that Ariel's the one going. And it must suck to be the only one who hasn't had that experience. So I understand why she would feel bad. Then it's a new day in the house. They're all staying around. Brooklyn, yet again, starts poking the bear at Kat. And then words start to be exchanged. And some insults start to be thrown around. What is Brooklyn's deal? Why does she keep pushing it? It's not like she was Charity. If it would have been Charity who would have been mad because it was her one-on-one date, I would have understand. But I don't understand what Brooklyn's deal is. But they then go on the group date and they go with a witch and she's doing some things with candles and stuff like that. I don't really mess with that. But unfortunately, the day is not going good at all for Jess. Her mood is really blue. And again, there's still some tension with Kat and Brooklyn. Then they have the after party of the group date. Zach has some amazing conversations with some of the women like Katie and Gabby. But Jess is a little nervous on what she's going to talk to Zach about. And eventually Zach does steal her to talk. He says something about her, kind of intrigues him in a way. And he asks how she's feeling. And the conversation went downhill really fast. She pretty much admits that she wishes that she had a one-on-one. And he's taken a little bit aback and says that he gets it. But they don't really need one to be connecting. And she is insisting that she needs it to connect and honestly to be validated. And it seems like it's bothering him that she's saying that. But she gets emotional and keeps mentioning the one-on-one. And at some point, he says, stop mentioning the one-on-one. Which I get her point of view. But I think that for him, it's coming across as desperate. And like I said, this conversation was such a turnoff for him that he literally sends her ass home. Right there, he was like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. And she's like, okay, well, I'm not going to beg. So they leave, which, you know what? I like Zach, but I think he's like weighs too quickly on his current emotion. Because we've kind of seen him do this in the previous episodes. Like what he's feeling in the moment, he like acts on it, which it's, you know, he's not really thinking of it further down the road. But like I said, she leaves, so she gets straight in that van and goes away. And she's heartbroken on how the situation went down, but ultimately it probably just wasn't meant to be. He goes and tells the other women what happened, and they are all shocked. But Zach feels like it was the right thing for both of them. But now it's a new day, and it's Ariel's one-on-one. The first thing they do is go to a sauna, and they're doing something with like some plants. And then they go to the actual sauna where you sit and stuff. And it was funny because another couple joined them, and it was like unexpected and awkward, but like just funny overall. And a little bit later, they are now dressed nicely. And one thing that Zach keeps mentioning about Ariel is that she is just super fun. Like being around her is having a fun time. They start having a deep conversation, and she opens up, and they talk about previous relationships, and she shares that being funny hides a lot of her insecurities. So it's a great conversation, and he does give her the rose. And this goes down as a great date. Then it's time for the rose ceremony. There is some tension again with Brooklyn and Kat. And Kat is really hoping that this doesn't carry on to the cocktail party and into the ceremony. But when they're all together, Charity takes Kat to the side because she wants to talk to her. They're talking privately. Kat is open to it, and the conversation is like going good. But then here comes Brooklyn, who nobody called for, and she says, I'm just here to check in. But I'm so proud of Kat because she said, nope, not today, Satan, and she walked away. But unfortunately, she was a little mad, like a little upset, and she doesn't want to talk to Zach being in that mood. And coincidentally, Zach calls her right in that moment, and they talk. She does a good job of like trying to move past it, but then he mentions that he felt some tension during the group date, and she doesn't want to worry him, so she's like saying that no, nothing was wrong, and tries to convince him otherwise. But it is really upsetting to her that he thinks that she was off. All I was thinking was, I really hope that Brooklyn doesn't go whisper something into Zach's ear and screw it up for Kat. But then they jump to the rose ceremony, and the last two people are Kat and Allie, but the final rose goes to Kat. So Allie is sent home, and of course she's super upset, but that was the person that left, and that was the end of the episode. Really good episode. I feel like these episodes have been bringing a lot. Like each one of them has had so much content, if you will. But next week, it's going to continue. Gruyere is back, and it looks like relationships are starting to become stronger, but with that comes even bigger emotions, bigger heartbreak, so expect a lot of tears. And we even got a little teaser for the fantasy suites, which looks like that's going to be an entire mess, but we're going to be here talking about it. But in the meantime, let me know your thoughts on this episode. Whose side are you on, Brooklyn or Kat? And how do you think that Zach handled the situation with Jess. Let me know in the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. You'll have a great one. Bye.